Many of you will already be aware of the electric element Perspex benders. This one here is a couple of blocks of wood, a pipe with flared copper fittings that goes around, as many little sort of zigzag holes as you can drill all the way along, and that's basically the heat channel. These sections here are just part of old work pants that have been staple gunned on there, so that way you can move the parts around without getting any scratches on your Perspex. This particular part here, obviously covered as well and stapled, sits down in place there. So when your plastics, Perspex, are all laid across there exactly where you want it to bend it, place that down, do the clamps up. You can do a fancier, more permanent setup if you want, but for me, clamps is just quick and easy. Holds that down, holds the Perspex in place. I'll do the heat gun in a sec and show you that the heat comes through this channel here, and then after a couple of minutes on the low setting, the Perspex starts to get soft enough, and then you can just start to bend it accordingly. So that's literally just a couple of brackets each end to create the space. Old deck chair, director's chair, sort of like outdoor chair that's been turned into handles. The end of the pipe is all blocked up, so I've put a little brass fitting in the end of the pipe. You can jam it up with whatever you can find. It's basically to make sure that the air only comes through the holes. And then you use your trusty heat gun. Basically put a nozzle on there that fits this section perfectly. And that then has the hot air coming up through here. You don't have to be scientific with the holes, they just have to be sort of spread out enough to dissipate the heat. Make sure not to touch any of the piping, because that obviously heats up, and it doesn't get hot enough that you're going to burn the wood or anything like that, because you're only doing it for a short amount of time, a few minutes, just to create the bends. And quite simply just drill a couple of holes the whole way through, and that's how you can screw it into that other main bit of wood. So that piece of piping then is all screwed into place. And it's got the flared end, so you can put the heat gun up against it. So fairly simple homemade method, and then you don't have to worry about doing the electric wire elements and all that sort of stuff that you might have seen in other videos. Most people have like heat guns at home, so this is a easy process. Heat up and bend your Perspex and plastic and so on. Hope you find this useful.